Minutes ago, headlines were buzzing with the shocking claim that Michael Jackson, believed to be gone, has been spotted alive at 65. Growing up with his father's strict rules and his mother's kind care, Michael's early life was a blend of tough discipline and loving family moments. Could this tough upbringing help explain the shocking news that would later emerge about Michael Jackson? As we deal with the shocking news of his strange sighting, stay with us as we reveal the truth behind this incredible story. Family hardships and his rise to stardom. Michael Jackson grew up in a very strict household. His father, Joe, was a disciplinarian who often used a belt to maintain order. His mother, Catherine, contrasted this with her kindness and warmth. Ally gifted and originally dreaming of a country singing career, she instead focused on supporting her family through a part-time job at Sears and dedicated herself to her religious beliefs. Life at home was a mix of lively moments with his brothers and sisters, and the deep sadness of losing his baby brother, Brandon. One day, a mysterious letter arrived at Michael's door. It had a warning that could reveal big secrets from his past. In 1965, things began to change when Michael became a lead singer in the group alongside his brother Jermaine. The band, now called the Jackson 5, started to get noticed in local talent shows. Picture Michael, still just a kid, singing and dancing to songs like Barefootin' and My Girl, and winning over crowds with his talent. This was the moment when it became more than just a hobby, it became a serious career path for him. But the challenges didn't stop there. From 1966 to 1968, the Jackson 5 toured on what was known as the Chitlin Circuit, opening for famous acts like Sam and Dave and Gladys Knight. These shows weren't easy, and they played in some rough venues, but it helped them grow as performers. One of their biggest moments came in 1967 when they won an amateur night competition at the famous Apollo Theater in Harlem. The excitement of that victory opened up more doors for the group, and they recorded their first single, Big Boy, soon after they returned home to Gary, Indiana. Just when things seemed to be improving, another turning point came. In 1968, after signing with Steeltown Records, the group caught the attention of Bobby Taylor from Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers, who introduced them to Motown Records. This was the big break they had been hoping for. The whole family moved to Los Angeles, knowing they were on the verge of becoming stars. Motown had big plans for them, and Diana Ross was chosen to introduce the Jackson 5 to the world. The crowd was immediately drawn to Michael, and it was clear that something special was happening. Shortly after, the group started releasing hit songs one after another. By January 1970, their song I Want You Back hit number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100. Soon, ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There also climbed to the top, making them a huge success. As their fame grew, they moved into a large home in Encino, California, in 1971. Michael was not just a group member, he was quickly becoming a cultural icon. Between 1972 and 1975, he released 4 solo albums, Got to Be There, Ben, and Me, and Forever Michael. One of his biggest solo hits, Ben, was even a song about a rat, but it reached number 1 and showed just how much people loved him. But as his success grew, new challenges were around the corner. Even though Michael was becoming a solo star, he stayed loyal to his brothers and continued working with the Jackson 5. They kept creating new that reached people all over the world, and Michael was always trying new things. One of his most famous moments came during a performance of Dancing Machine on Soul Train, where his robotic dance moves stunned the audience and became a cultural hit. But the group felt trapped by Motown's strict rules, and in 1975, they decided to leave the label. They signed with Epic Records, changed their name to the Jacksons, and added their younger brother, Randy, to the group. Jermaine, however, stayed with Motown for his solo career. The Jacksons went on world tours and released 6 more albums between 1976 and 1984. During this time, Michael became the group's main songwriter, creating hits like Shake Your Body Down to the Ground and Can You Feel It? In 1977, Michael took a big step and moved to New York City to play the Scarecrow in The Wiz, a film with Diana Ross. Even though the movie didn't do well at the box office, it led to Michael meeting Quincy Jones, who would help him create some of his greatest. Now that we know his beginnings, let's see how Michael soared to fame. From studio sounds to superstardom. While living in New York, Michael became interested in the growing hip-hop culture, especially through his time at Studio 54, a famous nightclub. This new influence started to show up in his Around this time, in 1978, he also had his first nose surgery, beginning a long and complicated journey with changing his appearance. Then, in 1979, Michael released the album Off the Wall, which truly marked the moment he transitioned from a teen idol to a global superstar. The album mixed pop, soul, and funk and included 4 top 10 hits in the US, like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You. It went on to sell more than 20 million copies around the world. In 1980, Michael won 3 American awards, including Favorite Soul/R&B Album, and even a Grammy for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance for Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. But Michael wasn't satisfied yet. He wanted more. By 1980, he had already secured the highest royalty rate in the industry, earning 37% of the wholesale profits from his albums. This move proved just how powerful and determined he was to reach the top. Yet, this was only the start of his journey to take over the world. But what really made Michael Jackson's Thriller so special in the 1980s wasn't just the. Picture Michael in a dazzling jacket and wearing just one sparkling white glove. This image, from his performance at the Motown 25 celebration, would become one of the most unforgettable moments in history. And this was just one of the many iconic moments that were still to come. Between 1981 and 1983, he worked with Freddie Mercury from Queen. Together, they made songs like State of Shock, Victory, and There Must Be More to Life Than This. These songs were supposed to be part of a duet album, but things took a strange turn. Freddie was shocked when he brought a llama into the studio. This, along with some disagreements about how they lived their lives, delayed There Must Be More to Life Than This until 2014. On the other hand, State of Shock ended up on the Jacksons' Victory album but with Mick Jagger instead of Freddie. Now, let's jump to 1982, a key year in his career. He started by working on the audiobook for E.T. the Extraterrestrial with the song Someone in the Dark. But the big moment came with the release of Thriller. This album didn't just do well, it became the best-selling album of all time, with about 70 million copies sold worldwide. It stayed on the Billboard 200 chart for 37 weeks and in the top 10 for 80 weeks straight. It was also the first album to have 7 songs in the Billboard Hot 100's top 10, including hits like Billie Jean, Beat It, and Wanna Be Startin' Something. After all this success, it made you wonder, what could possibly be next? Another big moment came with his performance on the Motown 25 show on March 25, 1983. He reunited with his brothers for a live show on NBC, which aired on May 16 to 47 million viewers. This is where he first did the moonwalk during Billie Jean, a move that wowed millions and even earned him his first Emmy nomination. At the 26th Grammy Awards, Thriller stole the spotlight, winning 8 Grammys. He still holds the record for that along with Santana. He and Quincy Jones were named Producers of the Year, and the album won Album of the Year. Beat It got Record of the Year and Best Rock Vocal Performance, while Billie Jean took home 2 Grammys for Best R&B Song and Best R&B Vocal Performance. A lot of this was thanks to Bruce Sweetian's amazing work as the engineer. But that wasn't all. At the 11th American Awards, he won 8 more awards and became the youngest person ever to win the Award of Merit. He also won in the Favored Male Artist category for both Soul/R&B and Pop/Rock. Beat It and Thriller were favorites in the video and singles categories, too. The video for Thriller changed videos forever. It showed him dancing with zombies, and it felt more like a short film than just a video. This helped boost album sales and even won a Grammy for Best Video, Long Form. At this point, he wasn't just a pop star, he was a global icon. Time magazine even called him a one-man rescue team.